Our next guy, we had a conversation off the record we were talking about when he was here before at our press conference, and he said if I'd have known at the beginning of the year and starting off the year that I was going to have to finish my last 3 games against Georgia, Florida State, and Southern Cal, he says, I think I'd have got me a new profession. And, you know, that just tells you the kind of caliber and the storied tradition and history that Georgia Tech has, along with Southern Cal. What better schools, what better representatives of college football than those 2 schools, and the job they've done and what they mean to our history. And our next coaches, most of you all know he was a former National Coach of the Year. He's won more games in his first 5 years at Georgia Tech than he coached in the history of Georgia Tech. He also won 2 national championships in the other NCAA Division II while he was at Georgia Southern, and I'm sure many of y'all remember that from seeing the things that have been in the newspaper and on television. He's a dear friend of ours. He's really a good guy, and I'd like to introduce Coach Johnson at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, and good morning. Let me just start out by thanking Bernie and the Sun Bowl Committee and John and everybody involved. You know, we had the good fortune of being here a year ago and had a tremendous time. I think that it's hard to explain the hospitality and the way that the people here in El Paso go out of their way to make you feel at home, and anything you ask for, they're so helpful. So it's been a great experience. Our guys have enjoyed our time here again this week so far. It's been great. I think that, you know, on the bus last night coming back from the event, they kept talking about having a chance to be around the military and the guns and the shooting and all the machinery. So it's a great experience that a lot of those guys don't get to do. We realize we've got a real challenge in the game Monday. I think that Coach Kiffin and his staff have done a great job. They're a very talented football team, and you know, hopefully we can uphold our end of the bargain, our side of the deal. I think our guys are looking forward to the opportunity to line up and play against some of the players that have won a lot of national accolades and preseason #1 and #1 for 6 weeks during the year. So it'll be a huge challenge for us, but it's one that we're looking forward to. So I'll open it up for some questions.
Hey, you talk about your offense as kind of a great equalizer. Is it less of an advantage when the other team has a whole month to prepare for it?
That's what they tell me. You know, I'm not sure that I think that it probably helps with the looks, getting guys up to speed. You know, I guess maybe because we've been doing it so long, to me it's not that foreign from what, you know, Lane had mentioned Oregon and some of the other teams. It's very similar to what a lot of teams do out of the gun. We just do it mostly under the center. I'd like to think ours hits a little quicker, but we don't have the guys as fast as Oregon either, so it's a little bit different that way. I do know this. I know that Jay would like our play sheet a lot better than Lane's.
We're doing a kind of a sidebar feature on the fight songs of both schools and some of the tradition. Can you talk a little bit about the Ramblin' Wreck fight song?
In what way?
When you hear it, I mean, what comes to mind? What runs through your body?
Well, I think it's like any fight song. When you go to school somewhere, you play somewhere, you coach somewhere, you become, it's part of the adrenaline rush. It's part of the get you pumped up. It's just kind of what it is. I mean, we have a ritual that after every game in the locker room, if we won, we've got a hand-designated guy on each team that leads the song. And our guys enjoy that, and it's kind of fun for the guy, whoever gets picked, to be the leader for that year. But, you know, it's been there a long time. Georgia Tech is steep, a lot of history, a lot of tradition. It goes all the way back to Coach Dodd, and before him, Coach Heisman. And so there's been a lot of great coaches and a lot of tradition there. So that song's been around for quite a while.
You change your preparation at all when they change quarterbacks? Does that change anything you do?
No, it really doesn't. I think that you get ready for the system, and you know, The quarterback that's going to play Monday is a very talented guy. I mean, you watch the tape. We had the Notre Dame game to watch. I mean, he's got a strong arm. He's can throw the thing on the line. He's got some great guys to throw it to. Big offensive line, good running back. So it's we try to get ready for the system. We don't worry about individual players too much.
But going up against that receiving core down a starter in the secondary, talk about that matchup.
Well, it's tough. I think it would be a tough matchup for anybody. You know, both the starting wide receivers, and there's other guys who come in that are very talented too. But you know, both of those guys will be playing on Sunday. They're both NFL receivers, and I don't think you're going to stop them totally. What you've got to do is try to limit them. Maybe try to change up some coverages, do some things, maybe bump them off a spot if you can. But I think the thing that's so impressive to me watching them on tape is the yards after catch. I mean, not only can they get behind you, but you know, you better not lay too far off of them, because when they catch the ball, it's hard to get them down. And they're both just very good athletes, very good players. Yeah.
In your brilliant coaching career, what motivates you in your stage of coaching now as in your early years? What's the one that?
Wow. I think that to last in this profession, I think this is my 33rd year or something like that, which means I'm getting old, I guess. But I think you just have to be a competitive person at nature, and the competition drives you. I think different factors motivate people differently, from playing to coaching to whatever. For me, it was always the fear of failure, more than the other guys as the rewards or whatever. I just didn't want to fail. I was always pushing whenever we went out. Didn't want to embarrass yourself. You wanted to try to prepare and do as well as you could. And fortunately, I've had the good fortune to coach some awfully good players through the years, and we've had some good teams at times. So
A little bit of a losing streak in ball games, does that become a pretty motivating
a
factor?
little bit, yeah. I'd say it's you know, as much as a motivating factor as it can be. I think that you know, this is the 5th bowl game for us here since I've been at Tech. When we came in, they had lost the previous 3, and we haven't done anything to stop that. I think it's you know, I don't know how much motivation it is, because I think you're motivated to play anyway. You know, it's certainly it's something to talk about, and the players will talk about wanting to get rid of that. And as a coach, you'd love to win. I mean, I was probably as disappointed last year as I've ever been in a football game, the way we let the one here a year ago get away. And so it drives you, but you know, if our guys aren't motivated to line up on Monday and play Southern Cal, they'll get embarrassed. It won't have anything to do with the bowl streak or with anything else. It has to do with being competitive and wanting to measure yourself against guys that are good players and a good football team. So hopefully that's what drives us motivation-wise.